we got to bring these scriptures out. Our community needs to be woke up. We're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. We're going to start off with verse 1. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So you see right there, the Most High was telling us if we listen to his laws, statutes, and commandments, that this will be our fortune. Read.
All these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
So you see, we was granted nothing but blessings from the Most High God. Right?
Blessed shalt be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kine, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store.
Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. We would have no words. Read.
Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
That's just a touch of the blessings that was in store for us, that we would be the kings and the queens of this earth. But now we're going to jump down to verse 15, and we're going to start right there.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
and if we would not listen to the words of the Most High, read,
to observe to do all his commandments and his and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
bad things,
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And you see right there that we had, because we would not, if these are the things that will happen to us if we do not listen to the word of God. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? Of course we know it's a bad thing. Read that again.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shall we be in the city.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
We already know what that is. We have the last hide and first five when we get on the job site.
Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store.
We won't be able to get what we want, only the things that we need. Read.
Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body.
Cursed with the fruit of thy body. Be talking of going into our children and all. Come on.
And the fruit of thy land.
And the fruits that we grow out to eat and everything. Read.
The increase of thy kine.
The increase of our flocks.
And the flocks of thy sheep.
And the flocks of our sheep.
Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
Cursed shall thou be when we come in, meaning we was born, not knowing who we are, and cursed when we go out. We still died, not knowing that we are the true children of God. The Israelites that the Bible speaks of, the true Jew.
That's right. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto to do,
everything that we put our hand to do, it will be cursed. Come on.
Until thou be destroyed.
Until we was destroyed, man. Not physically, but mentally, man. And some people even physically. Come on.
And until thou perish quickly.
Perish how?
Quickly.
Huh?
Quickly.
Come on.
Because of the wickedness of thy doings.
The wickedness of what?
Thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Come on.
The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee.
Diseases are going to cleave unto us,
until he have consumed thee from off the land.
Until he consumed us. A lot of people perish with these diseases. Some fight through and make it back. But he said, read that again out.
The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption and with a fever.
He's going to do what?
Smite thee with a consumption and with a fever.
Read.
And with an inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head,
the what?
And thy heaven that is over thy head,
come on,
shall be brass.
Shall be bondage. Said to be brass, the things we used to wear around our necks. What it said, read that again out.
And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass.
It goes into those devices that they put around our neck. with the bells and stuff, and big long arms, that when we would escape, we couldn't run through the woods. When we was running, it was going ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. They would always know we were to be able to catch us tagging up in the bushes thereof.
And the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The Lord,
that goes into the shackles that we had around our feet. Come on.
The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust.
We was going to be cursed. Another one of these curses. We still in the book of the curses that is pertaining to the Israelites. Come on.
From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Until thou be what?
Destroyed.
By what?
Destroyed.
Come on.
The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them.
That when we went out before our enemies, that we would be on run. We would run in all directions. We go in one way and flee 7. Read.
And shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
Removed where?
Into all the kingdoms of the earth.
Scattered to the 4 corners of the earth from 70 AD until now present day. Read.
And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt.
He will smite thee like what?
With the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
With what?
With madness.
With what?
With madness.
We was born mad in this thing, man. It's just like when you go into certain conditions and you come out of, you need to be reconditioned to fit into society. And from us not being conditioned properly, we are born what? Read that again out.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
We're going to be wandering around with the sun in the middle of the sky, man, but we're still blind.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
Evermore. We ain't going to never get no slack.
And no man shall save thee.
Ain't nobody been able to save us at this present day captivity that we in, man.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Ain't that what happened to us when we was in slavery? To both of our Native American brothers and us as well, that we betrothed a wife and somebody else slept with her all the time? Come on.
Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
We built Master House, but we didn't dwell in it. We built the Washington, D.C., the White House. We don't dwell in that thing, we.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
We planted and had the fruits of the United States, what they call it now known in the Bible as Azareth. We was the one who had this land fruitful. We did not get the joy of the fruit thereof, we.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
Our ox was slain, and they didn't even give us a burger, man.
And thou shalt not eat thereof.
See what the Bible says. Read that again, Ox.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face.
That's talking about, read that again, Ox.
Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face.
This goes into your 40 acres of wood and a mule, man. It says that the ass was violently taken away from us, man.
And shall not be restored to thee.
And what?
Shall not be restored to thee.
That's why you ain't got the 40 acres in a mule yet, man. Read that scripture again.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall violently be taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look, and fare with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
Read that verse again, Ox.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Isn't that what happened to us in slavery? They took our young children and handed them out to other people, and we would never see them again, read?
And thine eyes shall look, and fare with longing for them all the day long.
We always be looking off in the direction. Ain't that what the movie Roots and all of the slave movies we done seen? We would be looking in the direction in which they took our children, and we never seen them again, man.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
We don't have any might in our hands. Even till now, in 2017, we always got to refer to a certain people to get whatever we need, right?
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Read that again.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
These white men came over here and devastated the land, man. They ate up everything. Them starving, hungry cavemen. Read.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away.
And the Bible just said, what up?
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away.
Right. So we will only be oppressed by this man. Read.
So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the leg with a sore box that cannot be healed.
Come on.
From the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head.
Come on.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Read that verse again, out.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Because we didn't know none of this stuff over here, man. It was introduced to us in slavery. Read.
And there shalt thou serve other gods.
Serve what?
Other gods.
Serve what?
Other gods.
Come on.
Wood and stone.
Made of what?
Wood and stone.
Going into your Christianity, man, and your Islamic and Muslim beliefs, man. We didn't know that thing before we came over here. Read that verse again, out.
The Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
We should become what?
An astonishment. A proverb.
A what?
A proverb.
If you want to hide something, put it in the book, man.
And a byword.
A byword. We was called everything but the children of God. We was called niggas, pigs, coons, everything but our nationality. Come on.
Among all nations.
Among who?
All nations.
Among who?
All nations. Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Who led us there?
The Lord shall lead thee.
Come on.
Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field.
We carry much seed out in the field. Come on.
And shalt gather but little in. For the locust shall consume it.
Because we weren't going to bring in impossible. Because it was in the hand and we were throwing it for somebody else at this time. We was in slavery. Come on.
Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them.
The worms ate a bunch of our gatherings in, man, because we was gathering for another nation, man, and the Lord didn't bless that thing, but it caused us to work even harder. Read.
Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts.
When they got here, when Christopher Columbus got here, man, we had what?
Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts.
We was plentiful, man. We had gardens that was overproducing things. But what happened?
But thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for thine olive shall cast his fruit.
Come on.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
We should have forgot what?
Sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
We didn't enjoy them, man, because they were taken from us, man, and into captivity, man. Saying that which we never see again, man. Read that verse again, out.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Go where?
Into captivity.
Into where?
Captivity.
Come on.
All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume.
What's going to consume them?
The locust. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
The who?
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Because when we left Egypt, man, there were strangers with us, man. And they said, what again? Read it one more time, make sure they catch that thing.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
And now, they own the cornerstones and stuff in our communities and everything. We don't own nothing, man.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Where was we going to be?
Thou shalt come down very low.
And where was going to be at the bottom, man? Where was going to be? Read that whole scripture again, out.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Right.
And thou shalt come down very low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Because they the ones who own the financial systems here in America. They lend to us, man, when they want to. We ain't never been able to lend them people nothing, man.
That's right. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
He gonna be the what?
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
One more time, huh?
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
We always been on the bottom, man. As long as we are we gonna remain on the bottom as long as we ignore these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Read that again.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee,
and shall chase us. They will pursue me. Come on,
and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Until we were destroyed, man. A lot of us got destroyed physically, man. In the other ways, a lot of us today in 2017 are destroyed mentally, man. We don't even know who we are.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
To do what?
To keep his commandments.
Come on.
And his statutes.
And what?
And his statutes.
Come on.
Which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
They're going to be upon us for what?
For a sign and for a wonder.
Come on.
And upon thy seed forever.
All right. Come on. Read that scripture again, brother.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
The Bible is telling us that these curses were going to be upon a particular people. And this is how you was going to be able to tell who the real Jews, the Israelites, are today in 2017. Come on.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
Read that again.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
Come on.
And with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
Stop right there. Start from the top of that one again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Which one?
The Lord shall send against thee.
Which two?
The Lord shall send against thee.
Come on.
In hunger.
In hunger. Where you get your food from? We get our food from the stores, but who owns these stores? We know who that is. The white man. Come on.
And in thirst.
The water falls through from heaven, fill up the lakes, rivers, ponds, and the ocean. But they make us pay for that thing, man. Come on.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, you have to go and buy clothes to put on your naked behind, man. But we know who own the textiles mill. We might put Fubu and True Religion stamps on them, but who righteous own them things? The white man. Start from the top again, huh?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
And in what?
And in want of all things.
So in want of all things, in want of all those things, read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
So no matter what we wanted, if we wanted building degrees, if we wanted barber license, if we wanted driver's license, we wanted marriage certificates, we wanted birth certificates, anything we wanted, we had to go to our enemy, is what this Bible is telling us. Pay attention to these signs, because it's telling you who the true Jews are in the times of 2017. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
He put a what?
He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
Stop and read that again from the top.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
From far. They wasn't right up on top of us. He brought these slaves, these people that took over us, he brought them people from far. Read.
From the end of the earth.
From the other end of the earth, come on.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
The Bible's not going straight out say America, but it's telling you what is our mascot. Read that again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
You do me a favor, brother, and park right there in the front, because this is no parking zone right here. Yeah.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth,
come on,
as swift as the eagle flieth.
As what?
As swift as the eagle flieth.
Come on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because we pulled up over here and got off them shit speaking Hebrew, man. They beat Hebrew without our forefathers, man, and forced us to learn English. Read that again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young.
They didn't care if you was young or old, man. They beat the crap out your tail. They didn't have no respect for a person like the Most High. They didn't care if you was 80, people blind and crazy. You just want to pick cotton out in the field, man. Come on.
That's right. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land.
He shall do what?
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land.
That's the same thing we got back there in the early part of Deuteronomy, man. Come on.
Until thou be destroyed.
Until what?
Until thou be destroyed.
Come on.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee.
He read right there, he left us nothing, man. He gave us the scraps, man. That's why our people nowadays like pig ears, pig feet, and chitlins and stuff, because they gave us the scraps to eat, man. Read that again, huh?
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
He ate everything, man. He ate us out of house and home, man. Read.
And the fruit of thy land, until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates.
He said, did what?
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates.
Besieging us in all our gates, that goes back to September the 8th, 70 AD, when they besieged all the gates of Jerusalem, man. Come on.
Until thy high and fenced walls come down.
If you look up, you can Google this. The rocks that they tore down, a lot of them that was there, they still got monuments. They making a visitation and a mockery of us still till 2017. Come on.
Wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land.
We trusted those high and mighty walls, but they came tumbling down. And the reason why they came tumbling down, it was because of our sin, man. Come on.
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land.
And you can see it again, he's saying that he besieged us in all our gates throughout our land. Come on.
Which the Lord thy God hath given thee.
Who the Lord, who gave it to us?
The Lord thy God hath given thee.
Come on.
And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege.
Stop right there. Read that one more time from the top.
And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
This going into 63, before 70 AD came. In 63, they cut off our food, man. They started this outbreak for 6 or 7 years before they invaded us and besieged our gates. Read that again.
And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters.
We had to eat our sons, daughters, uncles, grandmas, grandkids, whoever passed away, man. We was eating them people, man. We was an abomination to our God. Read.
Which the Lord thy God hath given thee in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children.
He's going into your baby daddies. Read that again out.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate,
he was tender because he was raised in single parent home. They killed our forefathers, man, and left the women to raise the children, man. Even back in 70 AD, all the way up to the present day right now. Come on.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
His eyes was evil toward his brother. And he waiting on him to pass out, because I'm going to put him in there, eat him too. Come on.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
And toward the wife of his bosom. Just going into your baby mamas. Come on.
And toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave.
See there? Come on.
So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat.
Stop. He ain't have nothing to give to him. They had besieged our gates. They cut our food off. When we passed on, even now today, we don't have nothing. They got us in such a manner, man. We die and ain't got nothing to pass on to our offspring, man. Come on.
Because he has nothing left him in the siege and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates.
See that? I just told you we ain't had nothing. Come on.
The tender and delicate woman among you.
The who?
The tender and delicate woman among you.
Come on.
Which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Right, because she hated, they in this captivity, man, they done taught our black women to hate their husbands, man. Hate authority, man. Read that verse again, huh?
The tender and delicate woman among you.
The reason she's tender and delicate, man, because she ain't had a proper upbringing, man. She was raised in single-parent homes, man. Read.
Which will not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet,
The Bible telling you, man, she hated her kids too, man. If that ain't what's going on in 2017, I don't know where you been at. You've been walking around with your eyes shut, man. Read that one more time.
The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet.
In 2017, I don't need to set no demonstration, man. We already know these young mothers, they hate their children. They always leave them at their grandparents' house. Come on.
And toward her children which she shall bear.
And then she don't never come and pick them up when she said. They stay there for days. If you don't say nothing, weeks at a time. Come on.
For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straightness.
So right there, it's going back into 63 to 70 AD. When they had to eat, man, we didn't have nothing to eat. They cut off our food, man. So we had to reduce to doing what? Read that last precept again.
For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straightness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book.
Do what now? Read it from the top.
If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book.
Come on.
That thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make the plagues wonderful.
He will make them what?
Wonderful.
Wonderful to him. He was on the shoulder end of the stick. Come on.
And the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long countenance, and sore sickness, and of long countenance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee.
Because Moses brought down all kind of diseases, plagues, and all kind of things happened in the land of Egypt, man. He's saying that all these things were going to besiege us in today's time and in this captivity. Come on.
Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law,
because AIDS, cancer, diabetes wasn't written in this book of that law. It didn't exist back then. But he said, what? Read that part again.
Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law,
come on,
then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed.
Until thou be dead, man. Because this is some of the curses, man, that fell upon us from not paying attention to God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
And ye shall be left few in number.
How many?
Few in number.
Compared to how many people they didn't kill, man, and what we was, man, we would trump the whole nation and take over this planet, man. Come on.
Whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude.
We was what?
Whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude.
Read that one more time.
Whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude.
Come on.
Because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy God. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you.
Because he wanted to do all these things. Multiply us, bless us, do all these wonderful things. But we wouldn't first pay attention to his laws, statutes, and commandments. We wouldn't hearken. We wouldn't humble down and do those things. And because of them, these curses came upon us and to this very day. Come on.
So the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land, whether thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
We gonna do what?
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
He's gonna scatter us from among all the nations. Come on.
From the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Across this whole earth, this thing we call earth, we everywhere, man. Come on.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
There we gonna do what?
Serve other gods.
Gonna do what?
Serve other gods.
Come on.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Because we presently didn't know these gods that they didn't introduce to us now, man. That's a new thing up under the sun, man. We didn't know no Christianity, man. Man, we didn't know no Muslim and Islamic belief, man. That was something that's new up under the sun now. Islamic and Muslim was introduced 300 to 600 years after the death of Yahawadah Christ. Come on.
Even wood and stone.
Christianity and the Quran belief. Come on.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Among these nations what?
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
We ain't found no ease yet, man. When the alarm clock go off and it's time to hit that clock again, it's be like, man, I ain't even got no rest yet, man. Come on.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Neither shall thy soul and thy rest, because when you off, the days you do get off, man, you're too busy trying to go and get something that your family needs, or something that came up, man. You're burying your loved ones. You're doing all kind of things, man, up under the sun, man. Come on.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
Oh, what?
A trembling heart.
Man, your mind, man, you scared, man.
And failing of eyes.
A failing of eyes, man. Come on.
And sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Your life gonna hang in what?
In doubt before thee.
You ain't gonna know whether you're gonna make it from one day to the next. Come on.
And thou shalt fear day and night.
Come on.
And shall have none assurance of thy life.
You're gonna be scared, man. You ain't gonna know whether you're gonna make it from one day to the next. It's like I just said again, man. Man, they got us so trembling over here, man. Niggas act like they chase poked out and they gangsters, man. All these niggas is effeminate thugs, man. They ain't real for real, man. Come on.
In the morning thou shalt say.
This what you gonna be saying in the morning. Come on.
Would God it were even.
I wish God that it was evening, man. Come on.
And at even thou shalt say.
And this what you gonna be saying at evening time.
Would God it were morning.
I wish God, I hope God that I make it till the morning, man.
For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
Man, we already know, man, these youngsters on these blocks, they done been raised in one-parent homes, man. Their mamas don't care about them. They running back and to and fro. This what got us in the conditions we in, man. What do you ever say? Go back up to that bitch and hand that one above that one and read it again.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. That's a verse above it.
Come on.
In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
Come on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
He gonna bring us where?
Into Egypt again with ships.
I don't know about y'all, but this Bible gonna tell you what Egypt is. Give me Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. Egypt is not the northern part of Africa, even though they have labeled it as that. That's to keep you confused and blind in 2017. Let's see what the definition of Egypt is according to the Bible.
Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of where?
Out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
What does Egypt mean?
The word Egypt means bondage, slavery. That's what the word Egypt means. Now when we go back to Deuteronomy, check it out now.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Into bondage again with ships. Come on.
By the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemy.
Sold unto who?
Your enemy.
Sold unto who?
Your enemy.
Who we sold to when we got off them ships here in America, man? Everybody know who we were sold to. The day's white man, man. The Bible lays them in Esau. The Edomites, who the Bible calls them by nationality, man. Come on.
For bondmen.
For what?
For bondmen.
Slave men.
And bondwomen.
It's a slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall
redeem us. That was the word buy. Read that one more time out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
We came to America. We all know what our history was, man. We came to America by ways of ship, man. They ain't had no planes back then, man. They brought us by here by the stack heaps and bundles, man. From 1619 to the early 1800s, man. 200 years they delivered us over here in bondage, man. Come on.
By the way whereof I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
There you was gonna never see Egypt no more, man. I'm talking about Jerusalem, man. We ain't never seen our homeland no more. You can go there if you want to. Them Palestinians gonna knock the top of your dome off, man. Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
We were sold into our enemies when we got off those ships here in America. The same enemies that charge you for water, clothes, whatever kind of education you want. Notice that they will teach you how to kill somebody, man. But they won't. But then you have to pay for education to make a way of life over here, man. They'll easily, you go to the army, it don't cost nothing to get in this army, man. They'll teach you how to use their guns, to go in their walls and kill people. But when you go to school and try to learn how to better yourself, they want to charge you $100,000, man. Come on.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Slave men and slave women. That's how we got off them ships over here, man. So when you read this scripture right here and you get up from the top and say we make those ships, they make them ships slave ships. Slave ships. Slave ships. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
When you look it up in the Hebrew word, this word buy actually means to redeem, man. So we've been in captivity. No man has saved us out of this present day captivity that we've been in right now. Read verse 48 to me now. So now they get a better understanding when we go back to 48 now.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Serve who?
thine
This
enemies,
white man.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
And you might ask yourself, I ain't serving no white man. You know, you are serving your white man. Because whatever you want, my nigga, you got to go to him to get it. And how do you serve him? By paying for that thing, man. Read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst.
In hunger and in thirst. Whenever you hungry, whenever you want something to eat, you stopping at McDonald's, Burger King, Wing House, whatever the restaurant is, Captain D's. And if you ain't stopping there, then you come into the house, you done bought groceries from your local grocery mart. It's still owned by the white man, grown by the white man. That's why they put GMO and all these poisons in your food, because they can't stand you, man. Come on.
And in nakedness and in want of all things.
Whatever you wanted, man, you got to go to the white man and get a decree, man, to get to have the rights to go out and do whatever it is you in your heart that you say you want to go and do. Come on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
In history, when we look back, who else done had yokes of iron upon their necks like human animals, man? Nobody but the Israelites, the days Jew, man. Come on.
Until he have destroyed thee.
We weren't destroyed, man. We still here, man. We physically are not destroyed, but mentally. Because we believe everything this man says, man. Come on.
Read 49.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
This nation was Europeans, man. The Edomites, Esau, the Spaniards, man. Come on, the conquistadors who came here and first took our brethren, the native Indians, back to Europe and Spain, man, and made and put them in captivity. This is how these prophecies fit him. Come on.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flyeth.
Again, they're not just going to come out and say America, but he's telling you what America's mascot is, man.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Again, we got off them ships speaking Hebrew, man. Them folks beat the Hebrew up out of us, man, and made us speak English, man. They didn't care nothing about us, man. Come on.
A nation of fierce countenance.
A nation with fierce confidence, man. They ain't never cared a crap about nobody. Every time you see about it, man, they into war. Matter of fact, let's find out about this man of war. Turn to Genesis, chapter 27.
What's up with 27, I think.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 27. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment.
We going down some more. Looking for the blessing that he gave Esau. And he blessed Esau. Go down. Verse 35.
34.
35. Come on.
Genesis chapter 27, verses 34 and 30.
Just read.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also.
So he begged for his father to bless him, man. Because he knows Jacob had just got the blessing that was set aside to him, but he sold his birthright. Come on.
O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and has taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times.
See, he telling a lie, man. We ain't supplant him. So the word supplant means to trick him, man, or to fool him, man, to conjure up something, man. We ain't do that. He sold his birthright, man. And we had to do what we had to do to get our birthright, because he wasn't let us get it. Come on.
He took away my birthright, and behold, now he has taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me?
Come on.
And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord.
I made him who?
Thy Lord.
Come on.
And all his brethren have I given to him for servants. And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
By what?
By thy sword shalt thou live.
Ain't this how the days white man, he bring war to everybody, man. He brought war to South Africa and conquered it. He brought war to Europe and conquered it. He brought war to Asia and conquered it. He brought war to our forefathers here in America and conquered them people, man. He can scoot back over some. He brought war everywhere he go. He lives by the sword. Read that verse right there again.
And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
So who?
Thy brother.
Come on.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
You go into the books of Kings, you can see when the yoke that he broke the yoke that he had on his neck, man, and set kings amongst himself. Come on.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
He did what?
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Come on.
And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand.
My dad's about to die, man. And what he said next, brother?
Then will I slay my brother.
Then what?
Then will I slay my brother.
He declared war on us from the very beginning. Read that again now.
That's what go on.
Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Uh-huh.
The days of Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Ever since that moment, man, he done declared war against us, man. There's been war set out on our heads, man. He told it in the book of Genesis from the very beginning. That's what Genesis means, the beginning. That we was at war, man. But it's funny how y'all so sleep around here in America, but you believe that this is your neighbor, friendly, hood white man. How so when this Bible done told you that when we got off them ships, we were going to be sold into our enemy, man? The Bible says never trust your enemy. How is it today, in 2017, that we love this white man? Shalom.
Time you got, brother.